What's good, everybody? The Ambassador here with Theme Park ERT. Today we're at Independence Hall, right across the street from Knott's Berry Farm, with a very special guest and another interview. Let's welcome Chris from America's Coaster Network.
Hey
Chris.
guys, hey.
What's up, buddy? Thanks so much for coming out. And we've got something very special for you today. We're using lapel mic. We wanted him to sound great, so we appreciate the feedback in the comments. But hey, thank you so much for coming out to the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's a
It's
beautiful
awesome.
day.
Yeah.
We got a beautiful Independence Hall in the background.
Right.
So tell us about America's Coaster Network. I think there's a really cool story behind how you got involved. Well, go ahead and start with that.
So it started, it was like 1999 is when I really got into coasters. I was at Magic Mountain. They were just starting to build Goliath, and I saw some supports going up, and I wanted to know what was going on.
Right.
And I asked them, and they said, "Oh, they're building a restaurant." I said, "Well, I'm not stupid." So I, went on Google, Magic Mountain new coaster,
Right.
and there was a web a forum page that came up, and so I made a bunch of friends through that through 2000, 2001, and then a lot of us branched off and made our own websites. One of them was my friend Jeff, who started America's Coaster Network, or ACN. And then from that, we covered stuff from about 2001 to about Tatsu opening, probably 06.
Sure.
And then in 2015, I was against Instagram. But what happened is I had my personal Instagram, which turned to travel photography. We got a nice bomb there. Anyway, so I didn't want to post roller coaster stuff on like a travel photography Instagram that I had created for myself. And so I was like, well, I got a bunch of other roller coaster pictures from when I was a photographer for ACN,
Right.
and I helped run the website and do all sorts of stuff. So I was like, oh, cool, I got some cool throwback pictures. I can bring my new pictures in there. And I just started posting on Instagram about once a day. And out of nowhere, I had about 100 a month? No, 100 a week, actually, I'm sorry.
Even better.
So it was about 100 a week. And just out of nowhere, I had like 1,000 followers on Instagram, 2,000, 3,000. I was kind of blown away. I was not, in my opinion, not doing anything.
Right.
I was just posting pictures because I enjoyed taking them and posting them. So that's kind of a weird backstory, I guess.
No, it's all good. I mean, that must have been super exciting. Like,
Yeah.
when that was already happening, what was kind of going through your mind? Like, wow, did I tap into a niche I didn't even know about, or?
Sort of. I mean, I knew about it. I knew
Yeah.
that there was coaster websites, because that
Yeah.
was, I mean, I come from like 20 years ago where it was a website and
Right.
a forum and all that. And then it kind of sort of died off a little bit. And then Instagram, I didn't realize at the time, it actually, probably a couple years, or 2013 or something, I think that's when people started doing Instagram for roller coaster stuff. But I wasn't following it. I was doing my own thing.
Sure.
And yeah, so that's kind of how it kind of came to be. It wasn't a plan. I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be a big account, and most of the people that are following me don't even know what the old website was.
Right.
But yeah, there are some old school people that remember the old website, but for the most part, people don't know that we had a website.
Yeah.
There technically still is a website, but it's just our Instagram feed that's on it now.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a nutshell to some degree there.
So what's the Instagram account now? Like, what are the stats? What are your followers and things like that? What's now?
Followers, just like, was it 20,600, something like that? I don't know.
20,600. I mean, no big deal.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's great.
But I don't do advertising or do anything. It just kind of organically happens, and I was a little bit shocked by that. So that's kind of where the Instagram is, at least.
And with your buddy, what did he think? Has he's seen the Instagram page now, or is he still involved, or what's the story there?
He's not involved. He's aware of it.
Yeah.
At some point, I think I started the Instagram page in 2015, and then so we're coming up on 5 years now in April. And right around 2016, I think that's when he updated the website that hadn't been updated in like a decade, and now it's WordPress, and it has all the Instagram feed and everything like that. So if you go to the website, it's on there, but I don't know how many people. Apparently, people still go to the website because he's kept it this whole time.
Right.
But he sees all my Instagram stuff, and we kind of somewhat communicate back and forth. But
Sure.
he's super busy with his life, and
Right.
we're, kind of. Yeah, he's happy for me to be able to
giving you the
continue-
reins and then say,
Exactly.
keep going with it.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
that's kind of been my thing with that.
And on Instagram, what have you noticed as far as like, obviously now that it's bigger and you're kind of paying a little more attention to it, because it sounds like at first you were just kind of like throwing out there what you had or whatever. Is there now a direction that you notice that your followers kind of like to see certain types of photos of coasters, or is it more park related, or can you go into that?
It is definitely roller coaster related.
Uh-huh.
If I post something if I post a picture of Independence Hall,
Yeah.
only 200 likes or something, people don't care. It might be a really
Right.
good photo, but people don't care too much. It's really more roller coaster related.
Uh-huh.
But I do get comments a lot of times where they say, "Oh, post a picture of blah blah blah," and it's like, well, I don't have a picture of that.
Right.
So I started getting into that issue where I had coasters that I didn't have coverage of, or at least recent coverage of.
Uh-huh.
So then I started doing a Feature Friday, because the whole thing with America's Coaster Network, from the beginning, we were a network of coaster websites.
Right.
So we had ACN, and then under all of our we had a link page, and it linked to all these other ones that were a network. I think you probably remember back when there was that network website thing.
Absolutely.
Whatever
Yes.
that was called. So yeah, we wanted to do the same thing where we kind of helped each other build each other an audience, because we
Right.
all kind of gave a little bit something else to the community. So I wanted to do the same thing with the Instagram, do Feature Friday, kind of give back to other people, and kind of it's not all me. I
Right.
guess.
How's the response been for Feature Friday? Has it been really good participation?
It's actually been to the point where the Feature Friday pictures do better than my original content. So I'm I was like, well, should I do a share Saturday or something, and just start posting people's, but I've been wanting to keep it as much of my original stuff as possible, just
Right.
because to some degree, I guess I'm a little bit, I don't say control freak, but I kind of have a vision of exactly how I want
Right.
it to look. And then with the Feature Friday, I sort of get stuff that doesn't look too out of character with, if somebody was looking at the feed, it would be very, it would just look like one person took all these pictures.
Got it. Got it.
But there's some really amazing accounts out there.
There really are.
There's so many out there that do all sorts of different coverage that I would never see, and
Well, that's what's great about the enthusiast community, is that there's something for everybody, and you can go check it out. And all of them in each realm are a control freak, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Right,
And,
right.
and along those same lines, with you being a control freak, what is your favorite picture of a roller coaster that you've taken so far, or maybe a top 3 favorites that you've taken?
There's one that I took of Millennium Force from the Perimeter Road, where you get the road in there
Right.
with just the full drop and everything. That's probably one of my favorite ones, just for how it's composed and everything
Right.
in there. That's probably I can't think.
It's all
I'm
good.
not going through all the pictures that I've taken. Gatekeeper's really photogenic as well, and then I don't know. As much as I don't like the coaster, Maverick.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of people why doesn't he like Maverick?
Get in the comments.
I don't like Maverick, guys. I'm
Get
sorry.
in the comments.
The coaster, not the enthusiast guy. He's cool.
Or the movie starring Mel Gibson.
Oh, I was thinking Top Gun at this point too. That's another Maverick.
Oh, there's another
Yeah,
Maverick.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, there's a lot of Mavericks.
Anyway.
But how about this? What's your approach to taking a good, what's a tip that you can give people who want to take a really good photograph of a ride?
I have people that they ask me. They say, "Oh, what equipment? What camera do you have? This and that."
Yeah.
And for me, I say, don't go out there and go buy an expensive camera. Even though I guess I kind of did, but I had point and shoots back up until about 2011. But go out there, have fun, see what looks good to your eye.
Right.
It's not. I didn't go to school on photography. I just kind of look at it and okay, that kind of looks good.
Yeah.
Clean it up with an editor a little bit just to get the shadows out and make it look. I try to make it look as real as it did with my eye, because a lot of times when you take pictures, you're like, that's not what I saw.
Right.
It'd be all kind of desaturated or whatever. So you try to fix that a little bit. But yeah, I tell people just go out there, have fun with it. Even if you just have a phone that you're taking pictures with, you gotta start somewhere. And
Absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with starting small or just getting like a cheap point and shoot or a used DSLR or whatever, and just go for it.
Has there been a coaster that you've been photographing that has spoken to you other than Millennium Force? Or maybe it is Millennium Force.
A coaster that's spoken
Like when you
to
looked
me?
at it and you said, I've got to take a picture of that. Like where you just like, this is it.
That's a good question. I mean, for pretty much anything at Cedar Point I had wanted to go there for 16 years. So when Millennium Force first opened, 2000, right? So it's been 20 years now. I went there for the first time in 2016. So I was running around there like a little kid, trying to get pictures of like everything there. And I think Millennium Force for me, because that was right at the start, 99, 2000, Goliath, Millennium Force. That's right when I became, I guess, an enthusiast. Yeah. I started following everything. So that's always been like my mecca as far as...
Well, the skyline is gorgeous there. I mean, you turn, anywhere you look, you're going to get a good photograph.
Yeah, like coming in on the causeway there when you're driving in, and I'm like, I almost want to like stop the car and just take a picture in the middle of the road or something like that. But that's probably as far as like when I see like the skyline, Cedar Point, all that, I'd be like, take a picture here. I'm running around. The friend that I travel with for coaster stuff. Yeah. I get a little bit carried away with wanting to do more pictures, and there's that balance between, okay, I don't want to spend so much time taking pictures that I'm not getting on the rides, but then
sometimes you have to plan a day where it's like, I'm only going to be taking photographs today or something like that.
Yeah, we did like 3 days at Cedar Point, and it was half or like a day of pictures almost.
That works. How many parks have you been to?
I've been to, and I was just looking this up because I keep a count on like a little website. I think it's like 64 parks.
Nice.
In like 10 countries or something like that.
Even better.
Some really weird countries. Not weird countries, but just ones that probably people would never go to.
Sure. For example?
Bahrain.
Nice.
When I was in the Navy.
Makes sense.
They flew us out there. They flew me out there before they flew me out to the ship, and they put me up in a hotel. And within walking distance, just down the street, was a mall that had, I think it's Chakazulu Funland, which recently closed, and there's a PAX indoor roller coaster in there.
Yeah.
And so that was just like some random park to go to.
Nice. So did the Navy take you to any other cool parks that are just like random or like?
Not really random. Well, I guess there was a park in, oh my gosh. I kind of forget about this sometimes. In Dubai, there's a park, because everybody, like, Dubai is really developed now.
Right, yeah.
With all the skyscrapers. They were just starting to build that when I was there in 03 and then again in 05. So they didn't have a lot of the stuff that you see now.
Right.
They had a park called Wonderland, which interestingly enough, the Hammerhead from here ended up there.
Oh.
We were driving, we had like a bus that took us from the ship or from the pier out into town or to the mall, and we're driving, and I'm looking out, and I said, that's Hammerhead, because there's like the octopus that was sitting on top of it. I was like, is that Hammerhead? And then I looked up later, they had Hammerhead there. That was in 05 actually. I went to the park in 03, and yeah, there was like a roller skater there and just some random little stuff. They had a bumper boat. So they had the whole bumper boats, but they only had one that operated. So
where do you bump into? The walls?
You bump into the walls and just or just spin around in circles.
So what is your coaster count right now? Do you know?
It's not even that great. It's like 326 or something.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's more than me. Where do you see ACN kind of going? Like, where would you like to take it in like the next few years?
I've had over the past couple of years people say, well, do you have a YouTube? And we're like, not really. We had some old videos on YouTube, but I don't really have a YouTube. I'd like to branch out and do that. Yeah. I just haven't figured out a unique angle yet. It's one of those things where it seems like everything's been done, but then somebody comes out, you guys came out with a new channel, and this is something totally different. So there is probably something out there that I can do. Yeah. So at YouTube, I'd like to eventually make some like different merchandise, kind of arts and craftsy guy. Yeah. So that's kind of where I think I'm gonna go.
There you go. What you do is you go on a ride on a roller coaster and you make some arts and craft while riding the roller
right,
coaster.
no.
And by the end of the ride, you then sell it on Etsy.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's get in the comments. What are
Yeah.
some great ideas for Chris to have going forward? We'll take the best idea and forward it to him. We're here at Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's is kind of like your home park. You said this is the park you've been to the most, right?
Yeah, this is the one I probably have some of the coolest memories of too. I was here the day of the Northridge earthquake.
Oh, wow.
happened
94. 94, right.
Martin Luther King weekend or day. I think it was a Monday.
Yeah.
So my friend, we're like, I'm 12 and he's 13 or something, and we're like, hey, let's go to Knott's Berry Farm on Monday. It's a holiday. We don't have school. And then that morning we got woken up by an earthquake. And then we call each other, landline, before cell phones and texting and all that, right? And we're like, well, can we still go? So we call the park. The park's like, we're open.
Nice.
So the place was dead.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, place was dead. Soapbox racers, I really remember being on that. That was like my first experience on it. My friend was like, yeah, you gotta ride soapbox racers, and you're leaning into the turns and doing that whole thing.
Right.
And I don't really think it did anything, but
yeah.
mentally it was a fun thing. And then about every 20 minutes, they're like retesting the rides. We're like, what's going on? They're like, oh, we had an aftershock. And you don't feel it when you're walking around.
Yeah,
the park.
when you're on a roller coaster, you don't know.
Yeah, you're just walking around. So that's probably like, I have really cool memories being here, and then throughout the years through the enthusiast events that they've had here.
Right.
And shout out to Vertigo, my favorite flat ride ever. I miss it. Thing was insane.
Right, and Knott's Berry Farm is really great, and we love Knott's Berry Farm for the great memories that that people have had in the past,
Yeah.
and also memories that you can make in the future. And speaking of making new memories, do you know what time it is?
Oh God, no.
It's time
Oh shit.
to play GP or OG. All right, are you ready for this? I think
Yeah,
you've
just
kind of watched some.
I've watched some. You might as well just put a 0 up there.
No, this is gonna be great. We're gonna make it about Knott's Berry Farm.
Okay.
I want you to name as many past and present snacks that have included boysenberries in them, and you have 15 seconds. Start the clock.
Snacks. Boysenberry punch, boysenberry pie. They had boysenberry pizza here. They had hot wings, boysenberry ribs, boysenberry beer, boysenberry cider. I want to say they have it in Boysenberry Festival. Boysenberries.
And we're at time. You did good. Hey, let's look up here. Look how we did. Hey, you actually did better than you thought you were going to do.
How about
that? Well done, well done. So let's see. As far as coasters and parks, what are you most looking forward to coming out either this year or maybe next year or maybe in a couple years? Like you want to get there and like get that photograph and get it up and write it and things like that. What's your most anticipated?
New ride for 2020.
Sure, or 2021 or 2022.
As much as I make fun of it, probably Orion.
Yeah.
Because the whole it not being 300
Sure.
feet tall, and I like to tease about that. But I'm probably looking forward to that the most.
Right.
Because the only hyper that I've been on is Millennium Force. So.
Giga.
I'm sorry. I meant. See, it's already in my head. The only Giga that I've been on. Can we edit that out? No.
Sure. Let's start again. Ready? Watch this.
Yeah.
So which ride are you most excited to get to that's going to be coming out?
I really can't wait for Orion. I'm going to be there in just a few months.
Nice.
And it will be the second, see, I'm going to say the hyper again, Giga after Millennium Force. Millennium Force is one of my favorite coasters. I just love the pure speed.
Sure.
Same thing for like, I was at point there like it was there, Superman at Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
And just the pure speed on a coaster is so fun.
Right. And Orion looks like it's going to have some great speed.
Yeah, it'll be fun. That's probably that. And then just other coasters I'm looking forward to. Anything Voyage. I haven't been to Holiday World yet.
Oh,
so
right, the Voyage.
That's been like high on my list to go.
And are you going to Hollywood Nights this anytime soon? Or
I will be there along with all the other enthusiasts.
Keep your eyes out for Chris and say, hey, what's up? And you can get some photography pointers from him.
Yeah. Hi, stalkers.
Well, hey, you know, we really appreciate you coming on to the show. I know we're getting a nice, beautiful
Yeah.
sunset here. Probably a great time to
Probably.
wrap things up. Thank you so much again. Why don't you
Yeah.
throw out your social media accounts and things like that?
Social media on Facebook and Instagram, just if you search America's Coaster Network, we should pop up, and it'll say ACN on a little logo, and I think that's it.
Chris,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming all the way out here to Knott's, and we appreciate you for watching. Let us know how our first interview with good audio sounds.
Yeah.
We're really interested in that. We're glad it was you, Chris, that came on to be our guinea
Yeah,
pig.
Thank you for having me.
So I've been the ambassador on behalf of Chris at ACN. This has been your Theme Park ERT.